You're watching Markets at Noon on ET Now. You're catching us live from the Motilal Oswal studio. Before we kickstart with the show, let's once again revisit what the markets are doing and looking difficult to even hold on to that 22,000 mark right now, Shrishti.
Well, certainly it seems to be testing that 22,000 mark, and Snehi, that will be just after that 5th June of 2024, because 4th June we did have the election verdict, and then of course after that panic sell-off on that particular day, 5th June, where we have seen a bit of a rebound, so we did rescale that 22,000 mark, and then we have seen market touching those high levels, but yet again back to those levels once again. For Nifty Bank, we are seeing a bit of a sharper cuts in today's trading session, almost 400 points of decline, and some of these heavy weights like HDFC, IndusInd, these are seen to be putting pressure. And look at the move in big boy Reliance, it's a 3% decline on that particular index. The breadth of the market is obviously not looking that great, but definitely select pockets holding up. And within that, let's put the spotlight on Biocon then, and let's connect with Siddharth Mittal, who is the MD and CEO of the company, to understand more. Hi Siddharth, good to be speaking with you, and thank you so much for your time. First up, the company has launched its glucagon like peptide 1, GLP-1, and that is of course Liraglutide in the United Kingdoms is where you have launched. So tell us, how big is this opportunity for the company and how much more revenues will be generated? What is the opportunity looking like?
So let me start with the UK market because the launch has happened in UK, which is an important market. The overall sales of GLP-1s in this market is roughly $350 million. However, when you look at within the 350 million, liraglutide is relatively very small. It's only roughly $20 million in sales. It used to be a much bigger opportunity till 2023, but because of drug shortages and patients moving to semaglutide and tirzepatide, the absolute sales of liraglutide has gone down. But I think we look at it as a very important milestone for us for two reasons. One, we of course bring the first generic version of liraglutide to the patients in UK, and thereby providing affordable access to GLP-1s. Thus far, the GLP-1s was not affordable for patients, especially who were out of pocket, and patients who were taking the drug for obesity indication. Because if you look at today, the government reimburses the diabetes indication treatment cost, but not the obesity. So we feel that an affordable drug will definitely provide access to many patients who could not have afforded some of these innovator drugs. I think the second is this, we launch in UK, but we also are looking at launching this drug in Europe in the coming quarters. We recently received approval from the European Medicines Agency, and the European market is roughly $500 million plus for liraglutide. So we will be launching this drug in the coming quarters in Europe. But it'll be difficult for me to give an indication that what it would contribute in terms of top line, especially UK. As I indicated, it's a fairly small market, but I think it will be an important market for us, which will pave the way for launch in other European markets as well.
All right, good afternoon, Siddharth. This is Snehi also joining in the conversation, and help us understand what's next for this product in terms of the areas you are looking to launch in, because now that you've launched liraglutide in the UK, you've also spoken about your expansion plans in Europe. Which other geographies do you plan on launching this product, and what's the timeline looking like?
We have filed the drug in the US. The drug is under review with the FDA. We are expecting to hear back from FDA by middle of this calendar year, and we are hoping that we'll have an approval by second half of this calendar year, and then we'll launch the drug in US. But there are many other markets where we have got local partners. We have announced many deals for liraglutide in markets such as Brazil, in South Korea, in Saudi Arabia, and Mexico. And we will be looking at launching these drugs in most of the world markets, because we think that this is an important drug to treat diabetes and obesity for patients worldwide. The access is not available in most parts of the world. And today, with an affordable, high quality drug, we definitely want to make an impact. I mean, India is another such example where the drug is not available even though it was approved many years back, the innovator never launched the drug. And we are expecting an approval soon, and we'll be launching this drug in India as well.
But Siddharth, after the recent clearances of your facility, help us understand that what is the product launch pipeline looking like, and specifically what about bevacizumab as well as the SPART launches?
See, all our facilities as we stand across the group have been cleared with VAI. So bevacizumab, which was filed from our Bangalore facility, received VAI. And from that facility, we received approval of ustekinumab recently, and we announced that the product has been launched in the US in Feb. Bevacizumab, of course, is something where the file is completely cleared. There's no technical question pending. And we are just expecting FDA to give us the approval, subsequent to which we launch in the US. And same is the case with Aspart, which was filed from our Malaysian facility. The facility is now cleared, and we are expecting that the FDA will give an approval subsequent to which we can launch the product in the US.
Okay, so that, and lastly, before we let you go, help us understand what kind of impact are you expecting to see on the back of the tariff war that the US has initiated with a couple of countries now. Do you believe this could be a threat for the Indian pharma space, or could this be a blessing in disguise? Could this be an opportunity coming in for the Indian pharma companies?
I think I wish I had a clear answer for this, but of course, there are many unknowns to begin with. All the devil lies in the details to see what the tariff means. But if the tariffs are announced, of course, the cost of import would go up, and that might enable some of the local companies in the US who have local manufacturing facilities to ramp up. They might seem more competitive, but they are also dependent on API from India or China. And if the tariff applies on the APIs, you are going to see increased cost of API procurement for the companies who are going to formulate locally. So I personally feel the tariffs will make the drugs more expensive. There might be some disruption with shortages and all in the US. But in the long run, if you really want to make a difference and have local manufacturing, then you need to set up API manufacturing, and which has got long gestation cycles. So I really don't know if it's going to work out. But again, as I said, that I'm just speculating. The devil lies in the details. I don't expect it to be positive as such for the Indian generic companies, but it might not be that negative in the long term. I mean, there might be some instability in the short to mid term, but in the long term, I don't see any fundamentals changing. Today, India is providing maximum volume to the US, and the value that we capture is relatively small. So adding tariffs, I'm not sure is going to make a big difference to the overall US economic situation. But it might end up creating shortages and disruptions. So I think that's what the administration should be aware of, and they should weigh in all the pros and cons before they announce tariffs and the details behind the tariff.
All right, Siddharth, with this, we'll let you go on that. Really appreciate you taking the time out and speaking.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.